Jill. Hello to everybody. It's nice to see you all and it's nice to see all of you. I suspect this is going to be a short meeting. We don't have Dr. Peterson with us for very long, but we'll be talking about times to meet in the future. We'll be talking about some follow-up items from last time. We'll set a new agenda. One of my homework assignments from the last meeting was to meet with Judge Freeman to talk about several things involving pretrial services. He has been spectacularly unavailable because he's been in a trial that has gone on for, I don't know, 6 or 8 weeks at this point, right, Judge?
12.
12, but who's counting?
Wow. So I did want to just caution everyone, and I'm going to turn off my camera in just a moment. I am still in the middle of that. I do have some work I have to do over the lunch hour, but I did want to at least be a silent participant here so I could hear what was happening and update myself. But I am going to go ahead and close my camera and mute myself because I do have some work to do.
Okay. And we'll be in touch. I know when Judge Freeman and I tried to get together, and at that point he thought that his trial wasn't going to last much longer, but it has lasted longer than he thought. So I've put those items on hold and we'll confer with him about them. It's about the status of pretrial services and how they're being used by the court. And I think Alan may be able to give us some information as we go through the discussion as well. Hi to those who've joined us that I haven't said hi to yet. Good to have you all here. We don't have a huge agenda for today. Perhaps we should start with the most straightforward question, maybe, which is times for meeting. There were some concerns raised at our last meeting about yet another noon meeting for those of us who have lots of noon meetings scheduled. And people sent in some alternative times. Jill sent out an email a week or two ago listing those alternative times. And frankly, I could see that a couple of them just won't work. But a couple of them might. Jill, can you tell us what the times are that people have indicated to you so far? You need to unmute yourself.
Yes, thank you. Sorry, let me screen share a visual that might be a little bit useful. Can you see this sort of makeshift calendar I've got going here?
Yes.
The white on Friday and Monday lunch obviously are clear. These are conflicts on all the other days. Lots of conflicts is the dark gray. And the light gray is a few conflicts. So you can kind of see what everyone has said in terms of their availability on here.
Yeah. Well, we're a pretty busy group, huh?
Maybe one option is starting at 12:30 instead of 12:30 to 1:30, and leaving that first half hour available for everyone's lunches.
You know, I'm going to ask for discussion from others around this because in terms of I individually I have a pretty flexible schedule. So I don't have a lot of input here, but obviously I want to get the schedule as convenient as possible for as many people as possible. Starting at 12:30 looks like a possibility. I doubt that Friday lunch is going to be very popular, but Monday lunch, those are the 2 days. I know I can speak for Judge Freeman in saying that he doesn't have a lot of control of his schedule or knowledge beforehand what his schedule is going to be during the hours between 8:30 and noon and 1:30 and 4:30. He often will have some time when he doesn't have hearings, but usually the judges are scheduled pretty tightly. And then there are various cancellations that happen that don't get filled in. So that leaves some free time, but it's pretty unpredictable. So it's going to be hard to schedule Judge Freeman during the court hours, 8:30 to 4:30, exclusive of noon to 12:30, which is lunch. So with that said, I'll turn it over to others. Maya, I know you had some concerns. Do you see anything here that looks workable for you?
Can you, I'm sorry I didn't respond. It was, how frequently are we supposed to be meeting? Is it like once a month, or it's not
We
clear?
have been meeting once a month. I'm not sure that that's going to be necessary on a regular basis.
I think generally this group is met as needed. Usually it isn't monthly, usually it's every few months.
I feel like lately it's been a lot more often.
Yeah. The past
Well,
couple
we met in April, May, and now June. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I understand the judge's limitations, and I think a 12:30 start is a compromise. And every week is different, and I have repeating things like every third Monday, so it was really hard for me to respond because it's more. So I don't know. I think I can. Are we trying to schedule it on like the third Monday of every month or something like that? Or are we looking for every other month or?
I think at this point, every other month is probably going to be sufficient. What we're waiting on is some information from Dr. Peterson that will give us some initial sense of the statistics. And that's why we've been meeting more frequently, because we've been kind of building up to that. But I think on a regular basis, if we set this meeting for every other month, that would be workable. What do the rest of you think? Yeah, I see heads nodding.
Yeah, August, July and August are tough for scheduling just in
Yeah, they are.
summer. So I think August will be challenging no matter what. But it looks like Carol is only available Monday, Friday at lunch and Friday afternoon. Otherwise has conflicts at all times. Is how I read that schedule, or maybe not Monday mornings.
So if you look at Tuesday afternoon, where it says 2 and 4 in parentheses, that's the second and fourth Tuesday. So the first and third, she would be available.
Okay.
First.
Well, I think Maya and perhaps the pretrial people as well. And I'm not anyway, you may have court times that you're not going to be aware of or not going to be able to schedule or exclude until fairly close in time if we schedule for after 1:30. Just looking at Carol's afternoon, that may still be a problem for others. What would you think about 12:30 on Monday, the second Monday of the month? It could be any Monday of the month as far as I'm concerned. Would that be a workable time?
Yeah, I think switching to 12:30 is actually a good suggestion. It still gives us the benefit of the lunch hour, like you're saying, and
Gives you a
lets
bit
us
of a
still,
break, yeah.
yeah, work it in.
Yeah. For August, I'm available the first Monday or the fourth Monday. There's actually 5 Mondays. So first, fourth, or fifth is my availability in August. I don't know what other people have going on.
I'm wondering whether we need to schedule a meeting for August or whether we can forego that and schedule for September and do the things we need to do with Dr. Peterson in the interim without scheduling a meeting. Although I don't know, one of the things we're going to do at our meeting was get more insight into the jail statistics from Caleb Hutton, who couldn't attend today, but maybe could attend a meeting in August. I don't know. I'm just sort of thinking out loud. I'm sorry. Anybody else have any input into, I mean, at this point, 12:30 some Monday is coming into the final stretch here. Anybody have any input on whether that'll work for them?
That should work for me.
Good.
That would work for me as well, but it looks like we'd lose Carol for part of that meeting. That seems like a full out for Monday afternoons.
Oh, yeah. Jill, does the afternoon, as you plotted on this, is the afternoon start at 1:30 or at 1?
It's pretty loosey-goosey, this whole chart. So I was thinking 12 to 1.
Look, she wrote Monday, doesn't work, Mondays after 1. Okay. So if we had our Monday meeting, it would have to be at noon, not 12:30. Oh.
Easy for me to say, but what about Friday at 12:30?
Well, it's fine with me.
There's
I know-
also Thursday on any Thursday except for the 3rd, or sorry, well, it looks like the first, nope, never mind. I was gonna say maybe the 1st Thursday. It looks like Carol's unavailable on
On the 2nd and 4th.
2nd, 3rd, and 4th, yeah.
What does she have 1 to 3 here for? Oh, those are the times that,
Yeah. Although that conflicts with a different task force committee.
wow.
Yeah, it's the index committee.
Yeah, index committee.
I don't know if Judge Freeman is with us and listening, but I think I can speak for him and say that Friday over the lunch hour is probably pretty bad because he's going to have a 1:30 civil calendar. Am I right, Judge Freeman?
We usually protect our Fridays pretty closely given the civil calendar, but given the infrequency of this meeting, I'm willing to do a Friday noon.
Okay.
If we pick back up to monthly meetings, that could end up being difficult for me.
But every other month is workable.
I can make that work.
Okay. So we would schedule for 12:30 to 1:30. That'll give us an incentive to be efficient, that's for sure.
Which
I'm-
Friday of the month?
I don't know. Any is fine with me. Does anyone have a preference?
In August, I'm only available the 1st and the 4th.
Okay. Well, the 1st, let's see, the first Friday, what is that?
August 5th.
5. Okay, August 5th.
Can I suggest the 1st August? Later in August tends to be a time when a lot of departments and staff take that time away,
Yeah,
take vacation time. So if we do it earlier in August, we won't run into those vacation conflicts.
Great.
okay. This is the last chance to veto. Anybody going to veto that? All right, I have several commitments coming right up to that, and I'm going to be out of town until Wednesday night that week. So I'm going to try to get done my part ahead of time, but just know that that I won't be, I'm going to be gone the earlier part of the week and probably not getting email. So, all right. Okay, so we have first Friday of the month at 12:30. And that'll be every other month, right? Okay, hearing no objection. So our next meeting will be August 5th at 12:30. And the meeting after that will be the first Friday in November, which will be
October,
October, I'm sorry, yeah.
October 5th. Nope, wrong.
October 7th. Yeah. And then we might as well get it all down. And then December 2nd. Okay. I think we've finished that item. Anybody have anything else to add, or can we move on? Okay, we'll move on. The prioritization sheets that were sent out, I'm hoping that many of you were able to do that and get it to Dr. Peterson, but we don't have him to tell us what those results were. If that was, I heard a beep, and if that was Dr. Peterson, I was going to be amazed, but it doesn't look like it was. So why don't we put that issue aside, along with the rest of the statistical issues, to talk with Dr. Peterson. I was to have talked with Dave Reynolds about statistics and information gathering by the sheriff's office, and I didn't do that. I'll confess, I'm sorry. I'll do that for the next meeting. Jill, can you invite Caleb Erickson to our August 5th meeting?
Yes.
Thank you. The other discussion from our last meeting was on the definition of serious crime. And Dr. Peterson told us that it's not absolutely necessary that we define it the way the other groups that he's working with have defined it. But have you all been through the list of serious crimes, and does anybody have any input on that? It was a compound question. Have you all been through the list of serious crimes specified by statute? Dr. Peterson sent that to us a while ago.
Would you like me to screen share that?
Yeah, that would be great. Thank you, Jill.
I can't trust my memory anymore, but I thought Maya and Dave Graham were gonna sort of hassle about that list.
And come back with some recommendations. I think that's right.
I did, and I sent it to Jill, I believe, like almost like shortly after it was sent to me. Now I have no idea where that would be now, but
Let me look. Give me a minute.
Maya, what you sent to Jill, was that a product of your discussion with Dave?
no, I didn't discuss it with Dave.
Okay.
I just went through it myself. I think it was like, because I actually remember we kind of talked about this a little bit because I went through and I pointed out things that were
There are several.
non-violent class Cs, like I want to say maybe luring. I can't
Yes.
scroll this, but so I thought we had that conversation and I raised all the ones that
Right, you did, and we talked about it, and I thought that you and Dave were gonna go over the list together and either present an approved or a recommended list or your individual viewpoints. I'll
yeah,
get after Dave on that and try to get him in touch with you. Jill, if you can locate Maya's proposed list and send it to me, I'll look at it and then I'll send it off to Dave.
And it is possible maybe I just articulated it verbally at the meeting. That is also possible. It's been some time now. I can't remember exactly if.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it in my email anywhere right away, Maya, but that doesn't mean you didn't. It might be hiding somewhere. I'll look a little bit more.
Well, Jill, will you resend the list to me so that when Dave reaches out,
Sure.
I'll redo my work. I'll figure out, I'll go through and look at them all again, I guess.
Okay, and Maya, I do remember you going through the list verbally. I remember that discussion, which is why we didn't say, let's just go with the list as it's constituted. So I do want to put you and Dave together on that.
And that discussion, Maya, is on the recording of that meeting.
And was that the May meeting or the April meeting? I think it might have been the April meeting. All right. Well, I'm feeling kind of frustrated because there are a number of balls left in the air from last time, but I feel like I'm one of the culprits too. So this is just not going to be our most productive meeting. Are there other subjects that we need to discuss today?
Judge Garrett, if I could, the full task force is meeting on the 13th, and one of their agenda items is an update on the pretrial services work group and unit. John Krause has said he would attend the full task force meeting to give a presentation and some updates. I didn't know if maybe you wanted to attend or someone else on this work group wants to attend as well to update the full task force.
I won't be able to attend because I'm going to be out of town then. Stephen, do you attend those meetings anyway? In your
Yes, I do. And I'd be glad to report for us if that's okay with everybody else, but I'd appreciate being able to nail down some details with you, Judge Garrett, beforehand, or maybe even Judge Freeman.
Why don't we plan for that? Why don't you and I plan a phone conversation? I'll send you an email when we finish this meeting and we can plan a phone conversation. Okay, Stephen?
That sounds fine.
Do we have other items for today? We really need to get as close as we can to getting definitive information from Dr. Peterson. And I will call him and get him prepared. I hope to give us, to tell us what he needs to give us full information as current as he's got it at our next meeting, which will be the August 5th meeting. I'll contact him and let him know that that we're headed that way. Anything else that we need to discuss today? Stephen, yeah.
If we're able to pin Dr. Peterson down to have a report on the data so far at the August 5th meeting we just scheduled, would it be useful to invite Damani Johnson and Adam Fryer to participate in that meeting to hear the presentation of that data, or would that be a side discussion?
No, I think that's a good idea. I mean, I'm happy to see Damani and Adam at any meeting of this group that they want to attend. You bet. Can you contact them directly, Stephen, and encourage them to come?
I could do that, but Jill could do that as well, I think. And whatever your preference is, Judge Garrett.
All right. Jill, are they on our email list for meetings?
They are, and they also receive Zoom invitations.
Okay. Okay, well, when it's time to send out that notice, we'll put on it. Why don't we do an agenda? You and I can work together, Jill, on an agenda for that meeting, and we can send the agenda. And Stephen, if you'd like to reach out informally to Adam and Damani and encourage them to attend, that would be a good thing.
I'd be glad to do that. I think I would wait to do that until we have some assurance from Dr. Peterson that it'll actually have some relevant discussion to their interests.
Good point. Yes. Alan, I saw your hand up a minute ago.
Yeah, I don't know if it was discussed last meeting or if it's come up in the past, maybe some meetings I've missed. What kind of data are we hoping to get from Dr. Peterson? I see this list of 27 different things, and I just kind of want to see if maybe I could dig in our program too and find some of this. Our program isn't extremely user friendly, and you can't glean a ton of information out of it. But if we're looking for something that I might be able to help obtain, I'd be willing to do that.
Good. There were a number of items on that list where I made a note to myself or wrote should be available from Pretrial Services Unit, because some of them I think should be.
Mm-hmm. If you know what those data sources are, what topics you're looking for, if you send me that email, I might be able to kind of look up through our software and see if I can get that information. Also, I guess it's important to note that in October, I believe it's October, we're transitioning, I believe, from the program called CE to Ottoman, or I'd have to get back to you on exactly what we're transitioning to, but it's the same company, but they've designed new software. So we're kind of starting a new software program in October, which they say is a lot more robust and can give us more information.
Okay. Well, we'll be looking to hear how that's working as you work through it.
Yeah, there'll definitely be a learning curve because we've already had access to it kind of just to mess around and see some features. And it does seem quite a bit more complicated. So we'll have to put on our IT hat and work our way through it.
Well, hopefully it'll be for a good cause, right?
I hope so.
Hopefully it'll be complicated because it turns out to be better. I hope so.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah, good.
At some point, I would like maybe a report that Alan or John or somebody could provide on what we're gaining from that new system, how the implementation looks and what might be available, so that we at least have a handle on what our capacity is at that point once you shift over.
Sure. Yeah. Like I said, it's not going to happen till fourth quarter of this year, or that's what they projected. We haven't been in really close communication with our representative with that company, but they thought it would be fourth quarter.
Okay, well, we'll look to you for some updates on that, Alan, as you go through it.
Okay.
Okay, do we have other items for discussion right now? Well, this is one of our shorter meetings, and that's probably a good thing. Everybody's clear on their homework assignments? Okay, and Jill, is it possible for Stephen and me to stay on Zoom and talk after everybody leaves, or do we need to just have a separate conversation?
No, we can stay on and talk.
Okay, well, why don't we end our meeting, because I think that's the end of the business we have for today. I'll look forward to seeing all of you on August 5th, and have a good couple of weeks in the meantime.
All right, thank you.